Okay, it's a Friday after work. Yes, I'm fitting the aircon. Yes, I'm finishing off all the painting and decorating. But we're also doing groundworks. What last final pile of stone. Ta-da! Look, I've got a 3-ton Caterpillar digger. Just so happens someone that I know owns a digger, and I mentioned I was looking to hire a digger, and he private messaged me and said you can have it for $150 a day. And that's it. So a lot of other people are charging a lot more. So it's like brilliant. It's got a nice big grading bucket and a little digger bucket. So yeah, first job, we're going to get all that around the back and fill up the side elevation just to get it a bit more further ahead, prepped for concreting at a later date. And then I'm going to finish off digging around there, get that prepped. And then tomorrow we'll start grading that garden even more, carrying on where Frank started. Right, let's get this off. Now, I should be checking all the levels first, because it's important to look after plant machinery. So I'm going to quickly check everything, and then yeah, we'll start moving stuff. You ready? Look, we got matching grey outfits on today. We're going to be doing the digger work, aren't we? We're going to continue on from what the last video clip was. So what were we doing yesterday? We were in the digger, weren't we? And what are we going to do now? Yeah, so here's your defenders. You got them? Come on in. Okay, so I will in a second, my baby. So as you can see, that pile's now been decimated to a smaller pile. I'm just clearing that area up there. This is where I do my slack lining, which is like a tightrope, because I like doing training. So I'm just going to quickly clear that area, and that excess is going to go up there. So me and Sky can play on that, because that's one of our fun activities. So far I've got the stone to here. So the plan is now just quickly take the top level of vegetation off. I'll leave that stone over there for now, and then I'm just going to track along, get to the other side of the house, clear that a little bit, and then start dragging that around. I've got to be very careful. There's an inspection chamber there, and the pipe there is at ground level exposed. I did scrape the top of it yesterday. Luckily I didn't break it. Right, let's get cracking. Okay, so that's that section done. And bit by bit I've managed to drag it all the way down here, ready to start putting it along here. What would have been easier to do is hire the dumper as well, but that's an additional cost, and the garden sort of needed grading anyway, so I'm sort of doing 2 jobs in one, so I can't really complain. But yeah, there you go. So we'll continue this along now. Brutally hot day, not nice in that cab. Okay, as you can see, we've got lots and lots of stone around the back now. So the long-term plan is we're going to dig a shallow trench along there, 250mm deep, reinforced footings, and then we're just going to build up probably 1 or 2 courses of block work, obviously a couple more down there, to hold the concrete when we finally do this concrete path the whole way around. The main section that I'm going to be concentrating on though is obviously this is where the heat pump and everything's going. So at some point I'm just going to dig the trench along here and get that prepped, but that's a long way off. I'm just doing it because I've got the digger and we're just, you know, making good use of it. As you can see, I've scraped the top of the garden. To level this garden would be masses of work, in the sense, obviously it's on a slight slope, but I've said this before in other videos, when we had to dump on it, it just trashed it. So what I've done is I've just gently taken off the top layer just to level it, just to make it a little bit more workable. Now Karen's nicked that spot there to grow her pumpkin plants, and it's okay, fair enough. What I'm probably going to do here, I might buy some telegraph poles. You can buy telegraph poles over here quite readily available, so they will create a square. So what I'm thinking is create a square which obviously retain it, treat all the wood, and then we can infill that with stone, and then put like a gravel base in. That could be like a sunbathing area. We're probably going to do a little washing line area. So the plan is to effectively create bays, either made with wood surrounds or concrete surrounds or block surrounds, or, you know, whatever various materials, and basically create sections of gardens. And then in amongst that, that's where I'm going to put all concrete paths or gravel paths. We haven't done a design yet. I might just do it organically, as they say, and just do it as it goes. But that's the plan. We've got this massive trampoline I want to set up for Sky as well, but like Kaz says, if we do it in the back garden, it gets sun like constantly, so it'll probably be a bit too hot to play. So we might have to position that over there, so that's something to think of. But for now, I want to put this gutter in waterwork pipe in. So what I'm going to do is just get the grading bucket, just pull this back gently just a little bit, and then I'm hoping I don't have to swap the bucket over. I'm hoping I can just get the digger bucket in just enough to scrape it deep enough so we can get the pipe in. So yeah, let's watch that happen. Okay, because of the build up of the insulation and all the screed and that, we've obviously got this step above the DPC. So the plan is we'd have to dig out all of this to get it below that, which is just a lot of extra work. So what I decided in the end was we're going to concrete, not right up to the house, we're going to hold it back just a little bit, maybe 150 mil, and we're going to put a gravel bed in alongside it, so then no water penetration can go above the DPC. And then to make up for the build up, we're probably going to run wooden steps along. That's the plan. That way it gets over the discrepancy in heights, keeps water away from the house, and we don't have this huge step down and extra work digging this all out to suit the levels. So that's my reckoning. Obviously, because I got the block work and the foundations, I use that as my guide, so it's a little bit higher here, a little bit lower there, which means we've got a bit of a fall. Downpipes there, so all I've got to do is just do a little bit of digging there, and then we're ready to start putting some pipe in. Okay, that's about as exciting as it gets. Just putting the pipe like that. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is just backfill it now. It's on fairly solid ground, so I'm not too worried. I haven't got the connection, so I'm just going to leave that end sticking out and the end over there sticking out, but the rest I might as well backfill and sort out. So I'll get that covered up. Okay, that's that all covered back in now. Roughly graded off and flattened. The digger is on the back of the wagon. I feel like I've been cooked alive. Tomorrow, which is a Sunday, I'm going to be up in the attic putting the last pipe in for the aircon. Living the dream. Friday the 22nd of July for the records. Fujitsu DC inverter. I'm going to go really quiet, not say enough, and listen. So quiet, that is the one thing I'm really impressed about. Like, listen. It's as quiet as a fan, considering it is a fan turning. Pretty cool, huh? Really pleased. Jonathan was really impressed with what I'd done. He said afterwards, he goes, that was really nice, neat preparation for what he had to do. Saved me a lot of money as well doing all that work. He knocked €520 off the install bill, and a few other little bits and pieces because I've done so much extra work. A couple of things we've got to do. The condensation pipe, we just got to chase that in and fill it in, and obviously do a little runaway for it. Not a problem, I'll get the grinder on that. Currently rocking temperatures between 30 and 35 most days. It has been up to obviously 40. This is the temp for this week, so yeah, high 30s or low 30s or late 20s, but predominantly 30 plus. There you go, nice cool air. Got a little controller with everything on. We use it on auto because that's what Jonathan told us to do. Current indoor temperature is a nice 23 degrees. All the rooms are looking really nice with them installed. You know, they're always going to be a little bit offensive looking because it's a big white box on the wall, but as you can see, perfectly fine. There's that one as well. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm happy because it means my family are comfortable, and what more could you ask for? Happy wife, happy life, and all that. So that's that. Tick. Payment's been made as well, because I've been saving hard for many months to make sure that's paid. Currently doing a little job at the moment actually. Kaz found an awning, went and had a look. They wanted 50, but it was there was no brackets with it and stuff, and a tiny little bit of mold and a little bit of mice damage, but we only need it just to create shade on this porch area, just for the future, you know, just until we can afford to build the porch and do everything out here. So what I've done after work today is I've chem fixed in some threaded bar. My friend's coming in a minute, so what we do is offer the awning up, and then we'll be able to screw it in, and then it's 3.5 meters wide, and it comes out 2.5 meters. So basically it's going to shade all this area, which means we can keep the pram out and a few other bits and pieces, and just keeps the sun off the door, because that door gets really hot. But yeah, there you go. Right, I'm all prepped. My mate Tommy's come along to give us a quick lift, so we're going to offer it up now, and hopefully it all slots onto the threaded bars all nice. Fingers crossed. When I walk inside the voila! Look at that!
It's a bit squiff.
It's a bit squiff, I've just been told, but I can adjust that. Ever happy.